Barbara.
Brabambra.
Barbara.
Spell it.
Barabanraba.
Oh, Barbara.
A lot of people can agree that the finale didn't leave much to offer. And when you look at other episodes of Gumball, I want to make the case that the episode The Future works better as the finale we should have gotten. And to help me out, I got the help of Ryulu expert and Gumball fan, Gavster. Also look at my amino. The episode starts off with Banana Barbara hanging up her paintings, and if you didn't know, her paintings within the Gumball world are more than just art, they're prophetic. We've seen episodes like The Oracle and The Shell, where what she paints comes true. So it's been confirmed that this is going to be the start of Season 6. Which is a giant waste of potential. Imagine if the alleged last season started with something as underutilized as an all-seeing banana who paints the future. Especially since in hindsight, the finale was teased through this episode. She's definitely a character that doesn't get a lot of the spotlight, and it's pretty unfortunate. So we see Rob in the background as to stay true to her paintings. Now, I've talked about Rob in detail when I talked about the finale, but to summarize, he is a character that has gotten progressively angrier throughout the show. So it's clear up to that point, his way of trying to eliminate Gumball within the rules of Elmore are not going to get him anywhere. However, he learned that he'd need to play out of the bounds of reality in order to have a fair shot, and that's where Banana Barbara comes along.
Do you mind if I put a poster in your window? It's for my mom. She's missing.
Oh, gosh. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Since Banana Barbara has these prophetic abilities, Rob decides to use them to his advantage and attempts to see the future through her paintings. It's during all this we learn more things about Banana Barbara through Banana Joe's dialogue with Gumball and Darwin.
I also enjoy how they incorporated Joe into this. Because we've seen a Gumball Barbara episode already, The Oracle, we also get to see what Joe thinks of his mother through his own eyes. Those weird, googly eyes. And it's actually pretty funny.
How much?
For what?
Everything you're wearing right now.
What?
100 million for my hoodie? Oh, I don't know. Without it, I'm just not the same. I'm gonna have to go with no.
Really, Jay? It's just a hoodie. What's the worst that can happen?
In all seriousness though, she's just fascinating as a character. She both lacks an insane amount of self-awareness, but is also just witty enough sometimes to be this off-the-wall funny character. She's definitely carved out an identity outside of Banana Joe's mother, and it shows here. It's actually a shame that we don't get many Banana Barbara episodes, because she looks like she can hold her own in terms of comedy and a good story for 11 minutes. We then get Banana Barbara's backstory.
We find out Banana Barbara has become crazy due to the constant stress from her old job working at Chanex Incorporated, which is the office building we've seen in a few previous episodes. Her job was essentially just taking orders from Mr. Chanex, but he definitely wasn't a pleasant boss. He was so demanding and difficult, Banana Barbara eventually just got a severe case of burnout.
I feel like painting.
The scene where she hits her breaking point is definitely really funny, seeing as she was able to tear a hole through a building because of all the stress she had building up inside. Who would have thought that the crazy Banana Barbara was actually just a normal, sane person at one point? Well, until she started shooting beams at her for eyes because of stress, that is.
How do you catch a banana?
You make the mating call of the banana. Ugh.
Banana Joe, Gumball, and Darwin are searching for Banana Barbara together, but their attempts are unsuccessful. They then get the idea to think like a banana, in hopes to find her location using her thought process. In case you couldn't already tell, these attempts were also unsuccessful.
So then we get into what makes this episode so
Appealing.
That's right, Rob. He's forcing Banana Barbara to paint what happens next, but even she doesn't know, which means something. For someone to predict so many events, including some events that didn't happen yet, maybe this is true for the foreseeable future. Rob represents a lot of people trying to ring Banana Barbara for the real future, when it's pretty clear that that's undecided. I love how tense this scene is, both with the music composition and the backdrop they chose to animate it. It's in this abandoned warehouse that gives a very dark and gritty feel. The music is brooding, giving a very uncertain feel. With Rob being somewhat of the go-to main antagonist, this does make his character more unlikable because at this point, it's not like Banana Barbara did anything to deserve this treatment. She also shows an ability of hers. She doesn't just paint the far future, but she can paint things into present day near instantly.
Me too. It's like the shadows pointing the way.
Now, what would your mother do?
Definitely go in the opposite direction.
After a few funny jokes to lighten up the mood, I gotta say, the switch between the light and dark scenes really do remind me of what The Mask was trying to do, giving each sequences an opposite feeling.
Thankfully, Banana Barbara realizes she's in trouble. Since she can alter the present with her paintings, she tries to give all the signs she possibly can to alert Gumball, Darwin, and Banana Joe to her location. She manipulates things like shadows, clouds, and even street art trying to point them to her location. However, since the group is still trying to think like a banana, they do the exact opposite of what these signs are telling them to do. Banana Barbara then decides to make everything a whole lot easier and teleports them to her exact location. Problem solved, but I'm not really sure why she could have done that before. But you know what? Hey, it worked. Now all that's left is for the group to finally confront Rob.
Gumball.
Rob. Names.
I love how they confront each other now. It's so crazy to see this type of development. Before, Gumball didn't even know Rob, and even when Rob became a villain, Gumball didn't see Rob as anything more than a background character. However, it's clear based off of the recent events that Gumball understands how serious the situation is. We also see Banana Joe get really angry because of something family related. We'd see this in as early episodes as The Banana, where a chewed pen of his that belonged to his family sent him into a giant rage. Despite being very angry, he's quickly eliminated from any sort of fight, which is kind of sad, because it's clear that he's just the comedic relief, so he would never get any true fight in. He's also very easy to dispose of, as Rob did here.
Now, here's one part that confuses me. So Rob immediately goes to grab Banana Barbara's wrist and paint things into existence. I'm assuming that she doesn't put up much of a fight, which is fine I suppose, but why can he do this? Why would it work for him? Sure, he would just learn that you could alter paintings, which Banana Barbara would ominously say,
Only what's left.
which again reaffirms my suspicion that she knew that Elmore has come to an end, or at least a pause. But getting back to the point, it's a bit of a leap to see that paintings can be altered, and that since these paintings can be altered, that they could alter him. It makes you think about what exactly is magical about Banana Barbara. Is it herself? It can't be if he's forcing it. Is it the paint, maybe even the canvas? Also, considering that he's altering paintings, doesn't that mean at some point those paintings become the past and any alterations of themselves don't really do much? I mean, at this point they just keep it vague for convenience.
They have a scene in which Robert is shown holding up a fully painted shark, which I'm sure Banana Barbara didn't just have lying around, way too convenient. However, don't let this taint your enjoyment of this scene, because besides that pic, I love this. I love how action-packed this is for just some episode in the middle of season 6. The reason I think this works as a finale much better than the finale is because it addresses the ongoing narrative that the finale does half-heartedly. Here we see the big fight between Gumball and Rob, whereas there, we only see Rob only towards the end. Here, we get to see Banana Barbara's future powers come into play, which people have speculated would be somewhere in the finale. There, Banana Barbara isn't even mentioned. Do I think this could work perfectly as a finale? Of course not. It was written to be the start, which means that this episode purposely leaves characters and questions unanswered. However, in hindsight, with all the episodes played out for season 6, if we are to assume that nothing more comes out, I would much rather Gumball end with the future than anything else. It would have still been incomplete, and to any Gumball fan, you'd be unsatisfied and craving answers, but it's not as insulting to me, because it's an overall fun episode. I mean, you really can't complain when you see Gumball running through a bus like this.
I agree, this episode definitely does work a lot better as a finale than the Inquisition. The battle with Gumball and Rob was really satisfying and fun to watch, and I really wish we could have gotten something like this in the finale. Finale or not, this episode is still really great and fun from beginning to end.
No, you don't get it.
You're gonna get it.
Wait, no, please, no.
I love everything about this scene, from the way that each character gets a swipe, to how at the end it goes silent, with very little joking made. They completely erase someone out of existence, and it's not a laughing matter within the universe. Although Rob would make it clear that he's doing this because what's going on is bigger than him, his approach, while noble in some areas, is completely arrogant, and would garner no support because of how he chooses to attempt to save Elmore, quote unquote. This is also if we operate under assuming people have the best intentions, and assuming that Rob wants to know what happens next in case he can save Elmore. However, we won't really know, ever.
This also is a really great scene because it expands Rob's reputation as a menace, giving him more enemies and rivals throughout the episode. Although trying to see if they could bear with the fact that they erased someone out of reality, they decide to just bring him back later.
See ya in the future, Rob.
But there is no future.
And in theory, if this is what the season started with, the reception would have been higher. We even get to see a tease of this guy, Superintendent Evil, in a static. Literally, this episode sparked a light that this season would not shoot into the stars with. It did nothing with this, which is a shame because this is a really good episode, quite possibly my favorite in season 6. I hope you could see what we see in this episode, a phenomenal piece of Gumball lore, which was both funny and action-packed. It rewards the fans, unlike the finale. If you want to see what I thought of the finale, then check it out here. Also, special thanks to Gavster for helping me out with the script. You should definitely check him out. As always, special thanks to my patrons and Amino Fan Club of September. And until next time, take care. Alpha out.